Alright, here we are again. I wanted to make another video with these lamps because that last video didn't really show. It didn't really show the lamp very well because I was using it for my stereo. So I decided to build a couple more here to show for this video. This first one here is the same one that was on my stereo. It's got the same switch and the same capacitor here. It's just a stack of metal, and it's got a wire that's going into the stack of metal, and it's got another wire that comes out that's coming out of the stack. So I'm guessing the current fills the stack of metal up, or when the current is entering this capacitor, it fills up in these stacks of metal, and then it gets released back into the light lamp. I built this one. This was the first one I made here. I wanted to have one that stood upright on. So I decided to take a camera stand. This one's really small. I actually want to get a bigger one, but I just haven't been able to just afford it. So this one works. So I got a bigger bulb on there now, but I like it because it illuminates in like 360 degrees all around you, and then I just have a lamp that's hanging from the ceiling, and then it makes the light bounce off the floor and the ceiling. When this one bounces it off all the walls that are on the side, on the sides, the side walls. So you're getting light bouncing off all the spots, or all the walls and the ceiling and floor, basically, in a sense. So from my point of view, it lights up the room better. You can't really tell on the camera though. So this one is kind of the same thing. Let's see, I'll plug it in here. So demonstrate this one. These lamps are very unique fixtures because there's no circuitry in them whatsoever. There's just the on-off switch, the stack of metal, and the bulbs. These parts right here they're only kind of necessary just to attach them to something solid. The bulb itself attaches to something solid using these. That's why I used these two ends like this, and I took the wires and I just stretched them, or just made them taut between these two right here, between the bottom and top, so it holds the bulb upright. The wires itself that go to this end are holding the bulb up. So that's why I like these lamps, because there's no circuitry, and like in the stuff that they have nowadays, like this is just a charger for little AA, AAA batteries, and look at all the circuitry and all this, the capacitors, the transformers, the all the stuff that can possibly break, and if one of those things breaks in there, then the whole unit is no good. Just like in this thing that I showed in the last video, you couldn't really see inside there too well. But there's a big capacitor, there's another little transformer in there, and there's a circuit board and a bunch of little circuits on there. So if anything in here goes bad for any reason, then this whole bulb is dead. But these don't have that. Okay. Let's see if is this gonna light up? Oh, there it goes. So this is just this stack of metal, on-off switch, and these ends I don't know, they're optional, I guess, because you can take the wire and connect it directly to one of the two pins. Take the wires and connect them to the pins, and it still works fine. This is just to kind of hold the bulb in place. So that's this one. But I wanted to show this one. This is the newest one that I've made so far. It's got a different type of load capacitor. It's got just this transformer-like capacitor now, where it's gonna act like a one of these things here, one of these types of transformers. I forget what they're. I just saw a video and I heard the name of them, but I can't remember. But the wire that gets wrapped around these like ferrite rod rings, like allows for a constant flow of like current power. That's, you know, this wire and this ferrite rod like draws a specific load of current. So when you take the current from something like this and go and send it on its way again, it's going to have like it's going to have power based on the amount of current that is needed for it to go through this thing. So you're getting a boost of power, but at the loss of you know, whatever voltage or amperage that you're getting here. But all you need to combine the two ends is you just need a fuse, or, you know, just something that the current that'll lag the current so it can be able to you know, alternate between the two ends with just a single current going through one transformer. So the transformer is supplying the current for the two ends, and this fuse right here is allowing it so the current can pass to both ends and not get a not get a short circuit or anything like that, I'm guessing. But this is my newest lamp that I made. It's just nice because these types of lamps won't go bad. There's nothing that'll burn out on them. Yeah, see, there's a little flash in the fuse right before it comes on. See, there's no, I don't have I don't have any more on-off switches, so I just have a plug for this one. But yeah, it's got the same amount of parts, I guess. This has an on-off switch and a capacitor. This one has a fuse and a transformer. So I can't really get any less parts than that unless I can figure out how to transmit power wirelessly some way, somehow. And then I can figure out a way to get rid of the wires and maybe just have this with the bulb and be able to receive, I don't know, wireless signal with just this or something. And I don't know, somehow, some way, somehow it'll lead to powering one of these things wirelessly by having one of these things pick up a signal in the air. But I'm just not quite sure how to do that yet. Got to get back to it. But this is a really nice setup right here. I like this one. This is probably going to be my favorite one because this little transformer is it's lighter than this stack of metal, because the stack of metal is smaller and it's got more copper in there. And I don't know, it just seems to make the bulb run smooth and really nice and bright. But okay, these are the three bulbs that are the three lamps that I have made. I'm not too sure what I'm gonna do with these two that I've put together yet. I'm not sure if I'm gonna make it into a three-legged stand like that one, but there they are. So there's all three of them. Yeah, well, it kind of looks messy with all the wires like this, all kind of still fresh, but this is good to put out there for people to know, because any lamps that you buy these days that have any kind of components in them like this that are small, fragile, and you know, they put limits on these things these days too. What is it called, that planned obsolescence or whatever. They make it so these things don't last for, you know, they make them so they only last a certain amount of hours. Like they'll say the bulb will last like, I don't know, 500 hours or something like that, and then you got to go and buy another one. The only reason I had bulbs burn out on me with this is because they were too small. I had too small of bulbs on there, and you can tell they're too small because you'll see the ends start to turn black. Like you'll see the gas start to burn on the edges of the glass on the inside of the bulb, because the electrode on the inside, the filament is emitting too much heat because there's not enough resistance in the bulb because the bulb's not big enough. But when I got these 20 watt, I guess these are like the T10 size or whatever. Once I got these 20 watt ones, the burn marks didn't appear anymore, and that I'm not having any of them burn out on me. I doubt I'll have any of them burn out on me anymore because they're the right size. And it doesn't get, they don't get hot. These things don't get hot at all. And the only time that I got shocked, I actually had to do it on purpose. I don't know. People are wondering why I can do all this stuff and not get electrocuted, but it's just, you just basically got to know not to electrocute yourself. So there's let's see, there's two wires usually in the current, and if you touch one of the wires while it's on, nothing will happen to you. Like usually when you see birds or whatever standing on top of a wire, you can see I can touch this. Oh, I actually felt something go out my foot. So I don't have any shoes on. I felt something go out my foot into the ground actually a little bit there, but that was it. But if I take my fingers and touch both of the wires that the current is alternating in between these two, I'll get shocked if I touch these two at the same time. But touching one doesn't do anything, and you just gotta know not to touch two live wires at the same time when they're plugged in and energized, because if you do, you'll get a shock. And the only time it really hurts is if you're running something that uses a lot of power, like if you're running a microwave or something and then you touch the bare wire of it running a huge load, then you're going to get a bigger shock. But the shock that you get from these lamps is very minor because it's not requiring too much load to run these. So okay, I just wanted to post up a better video on these lamp fixtures because I think they're probably the most reliable ones that you can get or make yourself. I've been making all my own, so I've just been taking older lamps apart and putting them together with different fixtures and different. The only one that I took apart and didn't do anything to was this one because nothing needed to be changed with that one. Everything else I made customly. This one and this one. So yeah, you can find lamps I think like this set up right here, but I'm not sure if you can find anything like these two that I made with just a fuse and a transformer. But yeah, you know, they're simple parts though. All you need is the transformer and a fuse, and you just got to connect the two ends. Both ends connect to the fuse, and the other two ends connect to the current and to the transformer, and that's it. And it'll pop on. Okay, I'm gonna stop it there, and thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.